I was a victim, as you can see. No one was standing next to me. I was a person just like you, but then a bully came and destroyed all I knew. They made me feel worthless, they made me feel pain, but all I ever wanted was a friend to gain. No one ever helped me, even when I asked, so the pain got worse and worse to the max. I started to skip school, never earned my degree because of what the bully did to me. Now that I'm older, I can see the bully was never stronger than me. I went back to school and earned my degree. The bully actually helped me see who I am, and nobody will ever hurt me like that again. I'm just like you.
I'm a school teacher, and I often witness bullying in my school. My students are targeted for their gender, race, sexual orientation, and personality. I feel like this is so unfair because originality should be celebrated. My school doesn't do much, and I know that my students are often wary about going to people for help. I just wish that my school did more and was more involved with the students, and I just wish my students could be who they really are. My students are just like you, and so am I.
All eyes on me, hundreds of them. My own eyes don't meet them. I try to smile and say hello, like my therapist said, but the words won't come out of my mouth. What's wrong with her? I hear someone say. Maybe she's retarded, snickered another girl. I try to ignore it. Just keep on walking, I tell myself. All of a sudden, I'm pushed on the floor. I look up and see someone laughing in my face. My books are taken from my hands. I reach up, try to grab them, but size didn't help me in this sort of situation. I kept telling them, give it back, give it back, give it back. But on and on, they kept laughing, taking the book from me. Names were thrown at me. Stupid, retarded, not like us. They don't know me. They don't know about Asperger's syndrome. I cover my ears, trying to block out their sounds. All the laughing, the taunting, the names. But it doesn't work. What they don't know is I'm just like you.
When I was talking to my friends, this girl had pushed me. My friend too went through my lip, and I was bleeding so much that the school had to call my parents. And this girl always had tormenting me every day, but I'm not different than you.
I used to bully kids because I wanted something they had. People had clothing that I admired and I had nothing to show off. I was so upset that I wasn't like them that I started bullying kids. I had low self-esteem and didn't feel good about myself. If I had more self-esteem and learned that material items have no value, I wouldn't have been such a bully. I regret my past and I am just like you.
I was always bullied for how I looked, what I dressed like, and how I would always read. Girls would come up to me and push me against lockers and throw my books against the floor, and nobody would ever come to help. I would have to pick them up all by myself. My grades got lower, and girls never really cared. They kept pushing me and dropping my books. My teacher started to notice that my grades got lower. She was asking me what was wrong, but it was really hard for me to say. So she created a bully box where I'd write down my problems and put them in. She would read what was going on, and she would try to address the problems, but the girls kept pushing me. Eventually, they did get in trouble, and I'm just like you.
I was in technology class, and this girl, Alyssa, came up to me and my friend. She started to choke my friend, and I stood up and said, "Stop, what are you doing?" She said, "None of your business," and sat back down. She then sent me emails accusing me of sleeping with my dad, which I don't. I'm not easily intimidated, so this didn't really bother me, but what if she did this to somebody who was? What do you think they might have done? You guys aren't the only ones who get bullied. I'm just like you.
I used to get bullied at school because of how I dressed. How could something so unimportant be so life-changing? Girls would snicker and sneer at me as I walked by in the hallway, and every time I changed my style, they'd say I would just copy them. It started getting worse. They started leaving nasty messages on my locker, and every word they said felt like a slap in the face. I ended up dropping out of school, but they got to enjoy their prom and graduation while I was stuck at home. I am just like you.
I was talking to my friend and a bully came over to me. He said I had to do his homework or else. Then I told him that it wasn't my fault he didn't do his homework. A kid overheard me. The next day, no one liked me because the kid told all of my friends, and they thought I was the bully, but I am just like you.
I'm a student in high school with dyslexia. My disability made it really hard for me to learn to read and write, and it's still really difficult for me to do both of those things. Other people get made fun of for their disabilities, for their races, and for their religions too. People think that because I have dyslexia, I'm stupider than them, but it's not true. I'm just like you.
I was bullied and now in rehab. It all started in school when I was being bullied endlessly for months. One night I had enough. I came home and got the sharpest razor from the supply closet. I cut my arms and legs. My mom found out that same night. She sent me to rehab. I had no choice. There they told me how to solve my problems by listening to peaceful music and writing in a journal so I don't cut myself anymore. If I wasn't bullied, I would never have been sent to rehab.
I was a victim in an act of revenge. I was wounded by the first gunshot that went off. My friends died next. They say that man is now in jail. They say the reason that it was done was because he held a grudge out on the bullies who bullied him when he was at our school. Maybe if he hadn't had been bullied, my friends would still be here and I wouldn't have ended up in a hospital bed. I am just like you.
Well, it all started on the first day of 7th grade. And I passed some girls, and I guess it went through their minds that I wasn't one of them. I didn't shop at the same stores, or know the same people, or listen to the same music, and apparently that affected their opinion of me. The entire year, nobody knew me. They all made fun of me for no particular reason. They spread rumors about me, and every day I got beat up behind the gym. Nobody noticed, and nobody cared. All I wanted was just one friend, just one person to say hi to, or sit with at lunch or talk to. After a while, I thought maybe the problem was that I was fat, so I started starving myself. Maybe if I was skinnier, people would like me. Months passed, and I had gotten so much skinnier, and my teachers started to notice, but none of the kids cared or noticed. I started to cut myself. I cut my arms and legs, and it hurt a lot, but it kind of released the pain. One day I got so fed up, and I went home, and I went into my kitchen cabinets, and I took a whole bottle of pills. I wrote a note to my parents apologizing, but explaining that it was just something I had to do, that I just felt really unloved, and I was lonely in school, and I was being bullied. Soon I felt dizzy, and I fell on the kitchen floor, and I didn't live until the next day. My life ended that day, but if I hadn't been bullied, maybe I'd still be alive. I'm just like you.